Welcome to another episode of Tips for a Balanced Business Owner Life. My name is Christine Golden. I am the owner of Golden Consulting. I have over 10 years of experience in operations management, and through my company, Golden Consulting, I offer business operations support and also event planning for businesses. I started this series because I wanted to share my advice, my tips from 10 plus years of running businesses for others and also myself, for how to stay balanced in your work and in your life. Today, we are talking about time management. We're going to cover 3 topics today, and you just can't talk about time management without talking about time blocking. Now, in its most stringent form, time blocking means assigning a time estimate to absolutely everything in your day, from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep. And if you're having a lot of trouble managing your time, this is actually a great place to start. I choose to use time blocking more as a guide so that I can plan my day appropriately versus holding myself to strict timelines. I use time blocking to layer in tasks around my day like a cake. So I start with things like appointments that have a dedicated amount of time to them, like a 1-hour networking event or a 2-hour client meeting. Those are hard and fast. And then I layer in the other tasks around it, such as projects I want to get done throughout the day, or things like checking email that I want to section off into a small block of time so that I'm not checking my email again and again throughout the day. Tasks like that go into my calendar as well and get assigned a certain amount of time so that I have an idea of how long they're going to take. In addition to making sure I have the time to get things done that I want to get done in a day, I also make sure to build in time for relaxation. So lunch, making a coffee, going for a walk, those get built into my day to ensure that they happen. Using time blocking as a framework allows me to see what can theoretically and practically get fit into my day. I also use time blocking across weeks and months, so if something won't fit into my week, I'll put it into the next week or the next month when I can really give it the time that it deserves and when I have the time to do that. The second concept around time management, and really the heart of why we do it at all, is because you have to be careful to protect your time and thus protect your energy. One great example of a way that I protect my energy is by only scheduling one networking appointment in a day. I love meeting new people. It's energizing and it's really fun for me, but it also takes a lot of time and energy to prepare for. I look at someone's LinkedIn website in advance, look at their business website in advance, and make sure I know what I want to ask them and what I don't understand yet about their business. For this reason, I can only really dedicate myself to one of these meetings a day. That's just one example of how I protect my time. Another way I protect my time is by not letting my schedule get too condensed into one day. It's easy to crowd everything into Monday and think, I'm going to be super proactive, I'm going to get everything done, and then find that you've completely overwhelmed your day. It's important to spread things out over the course of a week, a month, or even a year so that you feel balanced and feel like you're getting everything done when it needs to get done. The best way I can protect my time is by saving some for myself. One little life hack that I've discovered is I don't schedule any appointments on Thursdays. Now, I know this is not feasible for everyone. It is a true luxury, and I use it to the fullest extent. I use my Thursdays to catch up on some things I want to learn about, like a new program or a workshop or a class, or I use it to do overflow work that didn't quite fit into the rest of my week. Just knowing I have this day to myself without distraction makes the rest of my week flow so much more smoothly. The other thing I do is I don't work on the weekends. Again, this is a luxury I know a lot of people don't have. But I decided a long time ago when starting my business that I deserved to unplug on the weekends. I think you'll find that most of your clients don't even expect you to work on the weekends. For most people, weekends are used as overflow time for work, but I encourage you to nip that in the bud right now. Only you can hold that line for yourself and set the expectation for yourself and for your clients that you are not plugged in on the weekends. That, of course, means not checking email, not responding to calls, and if you do need to respond to an email, there's this great tool on most email accounts like Gmail and Outlook where you can schedule an email to go out in the future despite drafting it now. This is a tool I use often when I feel like I just need to get something off my chest, need to get the work done so it's off of my mind so I can enjoy the rest of my weekend. And so I write the email and schedule it out to go on Monday. No one is the wiser. No one else knows that I was working at all on the weekend. And this allows me to hold my line with my clients and their expectations. I think you'll find that when you draw lines in the sand for your own time management, people really respect and honor that commitment you've made to yourself. My final time management tip is to let technology do the heavy lifting for you. And there is no better place to start with this than with your calendar. I myself am a recent convert to Google Calendar. I had previously been using paper calendars and doing pretty well, feeling pretty on top of things, but having to rely on myself to remember to check it often because obviously there was no automation. There was nothing reminding me that an appointment was coming up. As soon as I started using Google Calendar, that all changed. Now I am reminded of appointments 10 minutes in advance of each one, which really holds me accountable. I also like that I can automate tasks. So things that I do every day, every week, every month, or even every year can be a setting in there so that they will replicate themselves without me having to rewrite them into a paper calendar again and again and again. I also like that my calendar can be pulled up on any device I'm using, such as my tablet, my laptop, someone else's desktop computer I happen to be near, or my phone. So I'm never without the guidance of my calendar. Also, gone are the days when I had to send people frequent reminders about appointments. I just add them to my event in Google Calendar, and they get their own automated reminders, so I don't have to do the heavy lifting. I also love how Google Calendar interacts with so many other programs that I use. One example of this is Calendly, and I cannot suggest strongly enough that you find some tool to schedule appointments with others. How often do we go back and forth? Are you available on this day? Are you not available on that day? Trying to make it work. Well, I use Calendly, and there are lots of other options as well, such as Acuity, which also is one I highly recommend. So what that does is, in Calendly, I set up my parameters for when I'm available. It pulls in my Google Calendar, so it knows what appointments I already have on the books. And then I tell them more specific parameters, such as don't schedule me for any appointments on Thursdays, only schedule me for one networking meeting per week or per day, anything like that. And then it finds the times that are available and that work with the people that I'm trying to schedule appointments with. All I have to do is send them a link to my Calendly page, and they can choose what works for them. Additionally, Calendly links with my Zoom account. And Zoom is something I use multiple times a day for video conferences and also for my event planning work. What's so magical about these integrations is that once someone picks a time to meet with me via my Calendly page, it copies that event to my Google Calendar as well as theirs and includes a uniquely generated Zoom link as well. It is not even a two-step process. It is a zero-step process for me. And while we're on the topic of Zoom, I want to give a nod to how amazing it is that the world has shifted to doing online networking and online meetings. I don't think I will ever go back to doing primarily in-person meetings unless it is highly warranted. I save so much time not having to drive to appointments, not having to buy that coffee to earn my right to be meeting there in that coffee shop. I save time, I save money, and I can easily and quickly get right back to my work as soon as an appointment is done because I'm already home. There are lots of other tools I use to help me streamline my time. Reach out and we can have a conversation about it. So these are 3 tips for things I do daily to manage my time and keep balance in my life and in my work. I really hope this was helpful for you. If it has been, please be sure to leave a comment below and tell me your thoughts and things that you do to manage your time. And also be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for lots more content like this. I'm Christine Golden, and my company is Golden Consulting. Thank you for being here.